Hi guys, Dazzie here with another episode of my weekly Newsround series. This time it's episode 24, and as usual, a whole host of information to get through. A lot of it will be spoiler filled, so be prepared. But I won't be revisiting my hot comic book alerts. That's for you to go back and check through that video collection. Right, let's get into the news. Some exciting stuff. After a week of posting strong holds, Captain Marvel has eased off at the box office, posting its first sub $1 million day at 865,000 on the domestic front. That's a middle-of-the-roadish MCU fifth Monday of 32-day in release, behind Ant-Man and the Wasp, Iron Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, both Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course Avengers Age of Ultron, Infinity War and Black Panther. After a decent weekend hold of minus 40% for 12.4 million, Captain Marvel's domestic total stands at 375 million. It'll be a fight to make 400 million and a worldwide total of 1.004 billion. Impressive stuff indeed. Again, I've said it before, it's a middle of the roadish film for me. It's not quite as bad as Iron Man 2 or 3, but and Ant-Man Wasp actually for that. I didn't enjoy that one. With Thor, Dark World perhaps, but it's certainly not with the best of them. A film I did enjoy though was Shazam. Watched that on Sunday with my family. Great laughs. DC are certainly fighting back on that front. On New Line Cinema, Shazam earned 3 million domestically on Monday. That's a 78% drop from Sunday's 13.6 million domestic take. That's a larger drop than Aquaman's first Monday drop of 42.3%, but more in line with Captain America The Winter Soldier's 74%. In total, Shazam has earned 59.88 million domestically in the USA to date. If you haven't seen Shazam, guys, get out there and see it. Zachary Levi is fantastic in the role. He really is. Great. There's a great nod to one of my other favorite film franchises. Now, talking of Shazam, screenplay writer Henry Gayden has signed on to write a sequel for Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema. Director F. Sandberg and producer Peter Safran are also reportedly expected to return for the follow-up. Separately, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, has stated that the associated film Black Adam is expected to begin filming in about a year. Warner Brothers has reserved two release dates in 2020, April the 3rd and July the 24th, but a release date for either film has not been announced. That would be some battle, won't it? Shazam and his comedic approach against the all-action, brutal and very serious Black Adam. Would be very excited to see that. I'm not Rock's biggest fan. He seems to be in everything these days, but he can act, you know. For a guy who's turned from a net wrestler to an action star, he can certainly deliver. And I think he's spot on for Black Adam. I'm going to show you a picture of an actress. Well, that actress is Taneka Davis, and she has been cast as the younger Flair in Netflix's Jupiter's Legacy television series. Now, I've read Jupiter's Legacy. It's a Mark Millar project, and it was a good read. Davis's character is the daughter of the original Flair, played by Timeless's Mike Wade. Taneka Davis is the Flair, a superhero who takes on the mantle after her father's injury, reads Netflix's description of the character. But in this world, superheroics aren't all fun and games, and often come with a whole bunch of deadly consequences. And Davis previously appeared on Sci-Fi's Incorporated, Bravo's 19-2, and CBC's The Book of Negroes. Based on the Image comic titles by Mark Millar and Frank Quitely, Jupiter Legacy is being overseen by Daredevil Season 1 showrunner Stephen DeKnight. It's a very mature take on the superhero world, but I'm excited to see it. A series I could never really get into. I've got the Season 1 on Blu-ray, but I am intending to follow through with it. I've got all the key issues, or most of them anyway, including issues 1 and 2. And the series I'm talking about is Preacher. Well, co-showrunner Seth Rogen has released a promotional video for the show on his personal Twitter, confirming the release date of Preacher Season 4 and announcing the series end. So there will be no more Preacher after Season 4. It's a mixed bag from what I've heard of it. A bit like Marmite, you love it or you hate it. I'm still going to stick with it. I'm going to give it another chance. I thought there were some good moments. I like the vampire in it. But it is so zany at times, isn't it? So zany. But it's obviously got a bit of a fan base to keep going for that long. This one's interesting. Remember this one. Possibly the ultimate Catwoman. Well, it's been almost 27 years since Michelle Pfeiffer played Catwoman in The Batman Returns, but according to the actress herself, she's ready to crack the whip one more time should the opportunity arise. Oh gosh, I mean, that would be incredible, Pfeiffer said during an interview with Today. I was sad when that ended. I was just getting comfortable with everything that I had to deal with and beginning to have some fun with it, and then it was over. Initially, plans called for Pfeiffer to reprise her role in a sequel or even a potential spin-off film, but the Batman franchise changed directions, leading the director Joel Schumacher taking over for the third film, Batman Forever, and moving forward with a plot that didn't involve Catwoman. A Catwoman solo movie did eventually come to fruition, but it starred Halle Berry in the title role, unconnected from previous iterations of the character, aside from a glimpse of Pfeiffer's previous Catwoman. Yeah, it wasn't great. I didn't hate the film. It's in my collection, the Halle Berry Catwoman. But it should have been a darn sight better, shouldn't it? Sharon Stone is the villain. Yeah, it didn't really pay off for me. Pfeiffer hasn't stayed entirely away from superhero roles since her 1992 Catwoman turn. In 2018, she of course portrayed Janet Van Dyne in Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp, though her character suffered the snap in that film's post-credit scenes, making her return uncertain. Yeah, I've said it before, Ant-Man and the Wasp was a huge letdown, but I don't think anything could have followed after Infinity War. That was so far in front of every superhero film for me. Talking of Marvel, well, the Australian government has agreed to give Marvel Studios a $17.1 million subsidy in agreement for the studio to film an unspecified Marvel Cinematic Universe film there. Now, in addition to that, Marvel will be eligible to additional government funds that the Hollywood Trade estimates could be as high as $20.9 million for a total of $38 million. Now, securing the latest production will bring over $150 million US, that's 107 million, of new international investment, create 4,700 new Australian jobs, and use the services of around 1,200 local businesses, said Australia's Federal Minister to Communications and the Arts, Mitch Fifield. Both the government and the studio wouldn't disclose the film, simply described it as a major new Marvel Studios movie and a big budget superhero film. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. Doesn't sound like the Eternals, does it? Exciting. Who knows, maybe Namor. That would be awesome. Well, you know, I think this is dying a slow death, just like the zombies. But AMC have announced that it has greenlit the third series in the expanding universe of The Walking Dead, an original drama co-created by Scott M. Gimple, Chief Content Officer of The Walking Dead universe, and Matt Negrete, who has been a writer and producer on The Walking Dead for the past 5 seasons, and will be showrunner of the new series. Produced and distributed by AMC Studios, the series will begin production on 10 episodes this summer in Virginia and premiere on AMC in 2020. We're thrilled that the dead will keep walking into a new corner of the post-apocalyptic world, a corner that will present stories and characters unlike any that The Walking Dead has dramatised thus far. Find that hard to believe. Once you've seen one zombie, you've seen them all, haven't you? And that is bound to excite one of the most passionate fan bases in television, said David Madden, President of Programming for AMC Networks and AMC Studios. Scott has been an invaluable leader for the universe since taking on the role of Chief Content Officer with a distinct and innovative vision for the franchise. Likewise, we're excited to have Matt, who has been a crucial part of the Walking Dead family for over 5 years and penned many memorable episodes of The Walking Dead at the helm of this original series. Now, on the heels of the incredible 9th season of The Walking Dead, and as we approach an anticipated new season of the Fear of the Walking Dead on June the 2nd, this is an exciting moment for the Dead franchise, which continues to thrive in a highly competitive environment, said Sarah Barnett, president of the Entertainment Networks Group for AMC Networks. We are thankful to be working with some of the best creatives in the business to expand the universe in new and exciting ways for our fans. I'm beyond excited to be part of this new set of the Walking Dead universe, said Negrete, writing and producing the original series that has been the job of a lifetime, and I'm honoured to be working with Scott and all the fine Dead folks at AMC in this new capacity. I can't wait for the fans of the franchise to see what we've been cooking up. Now, the 3rd series in the franchise, that includes the global hit series The Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead, will feature 2 young female protagonists and focuses on the first generation to come of age in the apocalypse as we know it. Some will become heroes, some will become villains, and in the end, all of them will be changed forever, grown up and cemented in their identities, both good and bad. Now, based on the comic book series written by Kirkman and published by Image Comics, The Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead reign as the number 1 and number 4 cable dramas among adults 18 to 49 in Nielsen Live +3 ratings, respectively. Both series take place in the months and years after a zombie apocalypse and follow, of course, different groups of survivors travelling in search of a safe and secure home. Now, I've only watched the best part of season 1 of Walking Dead. It was pretty good. I mean, I'm enjoying it. But how can you keep bringing zombie after zombie and it not get boring? Now, apparently, they're talking zombies. Okay. And so we're getting a spin-off. Is this Fear of the Walking Dead was set before? I think it's a prequel. And yet, you've got the zombies. There was no zombies, was there, in the prequel? How can they... Are they scared that there was going to be something? I don't know. But too much of it for me. Now, and of course, you're getting Lincoln doing some standalone TV movies as well. I don't know. Flogging a dead horse, I think. The comics have gone down. The movies have gone down. Sorry, the series has gone down in ratings. Not great. I hope it can sustain and I hope it can build its back up, but it needs something new. This guy, Jack Whitehall. I'm not the biggest fan, I've got to be honest. Apparently he slated Sylvester Stallone once, and I'm a big Sly fan, saying he should never have been nominated for an Oscar or something along those lines. Anyway, Jack Whitehall has signed on to voice Kenzie in the 20th Century Fox's Mouse Guard adaptation. Now, Whitehall voiced Gothy the Troll in the Walt Disney Animation's Frozen, and recently appeared in Disney's Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Based on the Boom Studios Archaea Press comic book series by writer-artist David Peterson's, Fox Mouse Guard is directed by Wes Ball, and previous reports indicate that Idris Elba, Andy Serkis, Thomas Brody Sangster and Samson Kayo have already signed on for the film. So a couple of big hitters there, and Andy Serkis and Idris Elba for sure. Big fans of both of those. I've been on the lookout for Mouse Guard. I've seen a couple of issues, but not the big one, not the one that matters. So I'm still on the lookout. This actor, Kumail Nanjiani. Well, this is a bit exciting, because the actor is in talks for a starring role in Marvel Studios' The Eternals. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Nanjiani recently finished filming a role in Sony's Men in Black International, also based on a Marvel comic book, if you think about it. Now, Angelina Jolie was previously reported in talks for a major role in the film as well, and speculating that her role could be Cersei, Eternals issue number 3. Glad to own that one. I might grab a second copy actually soon. Now Najanji's character details were hidden in the sands of time, reports Hollywood Trade. Bit of a teaser, which is either an obscure clue or some creative phrasing on their part. Hardcore Marvel comic fans could draw Kang the Conqueror out of Sons of Time, given the longtime Avengers foe is a master of time whose origins go back to the Egyptian pharaoh Rama-Tut. Hidden in time could also point to Gilgamesh, the Forgotten One, if that was the route the writer Boris Kitt was going. Chloe Zhao has already been confirmed to direct Eternals based on a script by Matthew and Ryan Furbo. Now, Marvel has not announced a release date for Eternals. However, this is expected to begin filming later this year. Eternals, I've got massive hopes for the Eternals film. Glad to own 2 issues of number 1. I've got most of that series now, the early ones. I think that and New Gods, like I've said it before, are going to be visually spectacular. And I would love to see Kang the Conqueror, that's for sure. So, who knows? Could be on his way. An actor we don't hear much of anymore. The original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, has moved from being in front of the camera to behind it as a producer. But he's still paying attention to what's going on with the wall crawler, telling the Hollywood Reporter that he has appreciated the different takes of Spidey since he relinquished the role. I liked him as Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, gotta be honest. I know everybody hates on Spider-Man 3, but I thought it was quite funny when he dressed up and started being the cool dude. And I enjoyed Spider-Man 3. I liked that there were multiple villains. I'm in the minority, I know. Spider-Man 2, still for me, is the standout Spider-Man of all the Spider-Man films. Doc Ock was fantastic. Well, Maguire goes on to say, I haven't seen all of them. What I've seen, I've appreciated, Maguire confessed, praising Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, the 2 actors who have taken the role since Maguire's films. I like both of the actors a ton. I think they're both super talented. I would just say I appreciated them and I like the actors. I like the choices. As for whether Maguire himself would ever play another superhero movie role, the actor says anything is possible, though he doesn't have specific plans. I just don't really have a I would or I wouldn't do mindset. I'll just do whatever, the actor explained. Whatever it is that comes that I feel I'm called to do, that may or may not fit in any kind of box. Interestingly, Jake Gyllenhaal, who almost took over the role of Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2 after Maguire suffered an injury, now plays the villainous, of course, Mysterio in July 5th's Spider-Man Far From Home. Excited to see that. Homecoming was okay, but it wasn't up there with Spider-Man 2 for me. This May, only in movie theatres nationwide, Batman Returns, followed by Batman Returns, followed by Batman Returns, plus Batman Forever and Batman Robin. Really? All 4 blockbuster cinematic adventures are coming back to the movie theatres as Fathom Events presents a can't-miss Batman movie event in honour of DC's Batman's 80th anniversary. Each Batman film will play one day in more than 600 movie theatres nationwide, beginning with director Tim Burton's visionary Batman, a film whose unprecedented success and acclaimed help propelled superhero movies that continue to reign supreme at the box office. Batman is on May the 4th at 1 and 4 o'clock. Batman Returns is on May the 6th at 4 and 7 o'clock. Batman Forever on May the 12th, 1 and 4 o'clock. And the legendary Batman and Robin on May the 14th at 4 and 7 o'clock. Like I said, I just saw Shazam. Great film. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. There were some great moments in it. The villain of the piece, Dr. Zavanna, played by Mark Strong. Great villain. I really enjoyed Mark Strong in a whole host of roles. Liked him in Kick-Ass. Thought he was fantastic. It's so underappreciated as Sinestro in the Green Lantern. Well, Mark Strong says he actually turned down the role in the X-Men First Class movie, that of Sebastian Shaw, which eventually went to Kevin Bacon. Strong revealed that writer-director Matthew Vaughn, who the actor worked with previously on Stardust, gave him first dibs on the role. Matthew Vaughn did ask me to do the X-Men First Class. There was a bad guy in X-Men that Kevin Bacon played, Strong told Coming Soon. Because I speak German, it seems just logical, having worked with him, that I would play that part. But I think at that point we both felt, I think I'd just done Blackwood in Sherlock Holmes, and it had just too many bad guys very recently. So he had done way too many bad guys around that period. So that one we didn't go down that path. So that was it. They couldn't reach a compromise, and they couldn't go forward with X-Men First Class. Too many bad guys at that time. Now Strong has played numerous villains, comic book villains, to the point that he parodied it in the 2014 Jaguar commercial for the Super Bowl. Finally, wrapping up, guys. Actress Rachel Weisz. I always remember, famous for being in The Mummy. Well, she is in talks to join Marvel's Black Widow solo film. I'm excited, I've told you before. Very excited. I've got the villain lined up, I've got the main hero lined up in my collection. Weisz's potential character has not been named, and if cast, she would join star Scarlett Johansson, who will reprise the film's starring role. David Harbour of Hellboy fame and Florence Pugh have also reportedly been cast in unnamed roles. Kate Shortland is already locked in to direct Black Widow, based on a script by Jack Schaefer and Ned Benson. No projected release date as yet for Black Widow. It's a film I never thought would happen. I thought it had missed its window of opportunity. I thought they'd left it too late, but it's coming. And that means if that's coming, surely it's only a matter of time before we get a Hawkeye film and an Incredible Hulk film. Then the Avengers are all set with their own solo outings. I'm excited for the Black Widow, and I think Taskmaster will be a great villain. Hope you enjoyed it. That's Daz over and out. Bye for now.